tomorrow's November 6th, right?
January 6th.
January 6th. Yeah. Wow. Sorry. January 6th. Apparently, we're supposed to get the specifics on a new president. If I'm not
we're supposed to be certified.
Mistaken.
Yeah.
Regardless of that, how do you see 2021 playing out after the effects of 2020?
Yeah, so I mean, I guess we can jump into the election of 2020. I mean, that was a huge, one of the biggest things of the year, mainly because of everything that's happening. But yeah, I mean, I think there's going to be a peaceful transfer of power, and I think Trump is going to that was my stomach. Trump is going to begrudgingly leave office, and Joe Biden's going to take office. And it's going to be somewhat back to business as usual for the United States. I think this lockdown's going to keep going probably through the rest of the year, at least till the summer, and then it'll probably get lifted, and then it happen again next fall for whatever reason. So yeah, I mean, I see a peaceful transfer of power.
What about going back to the whole two sides of two universes that we're living right now? Mm-hmm. You have X amount of people who are like, fraud definitely happened.
Yeah.
And you have just as many people who are like, no. I mean, if it did, sure, on a minor level, but nothing to even tip the scale. I'm not gonna lie. I've gotten a hold of a fraction of the allegations that have gone through. Some of them not gone tossed out, but a lot of them, in many ways, were still being looked into. Mm. And there's a lot of like pretty bad stuff, as bad as it gets, when it comes to deciding the faith of who's going to be the country's leader for the next 4 years.
Like what? I mean, what type of thing?
So I saw both footage, audio and video, and actual paperwork of court cases that are going to happen with people in their, what do you call them? What's the terminology for it? Affidavit, yeah. And long story short, I saw things from the lowest level, meaning from like the lowest types of workers, all the way to like who's pushing buttons on the back end type of thing. And so obviously some of the main ones that we heard were softwares that are literally built for that.
Yeah.
That's it.
And that's actually something we had heard about like 4 years ago.
Yeah,
that they were just like, oh yeah, this is, it actually would be pretty easy to, mess with the election, but we're not going to, there's nothing to worry about.
Apparently the first time they really used it was for the Obama one, but the Obama one didn't even really need it.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, no, so that's when they did a test try. But aside from that, if you go all the way down, we're talking everything from straight up footage. There's the obvious stuff. Pulling bins out of nowhere, not having people be where they're supposed to be, actual tapings of the trainings, and basically the trainings are like not trainings at all. They're basically like boot camps on how to get Trump votes out of the system. And it was pretty ridiculous. I was a little bit in awe of what I was hearing. And so, in a sense, I would say a lot of people have said what you just said. Biden's going to go through, no problem. Nobody's going to put up a fuss. And normally, I would say yes. But 2020 is 2020. And so, what I've come to find out is, even if you're not one of those people that thinks about blue, red, black, white type of thing, a lot of people subconsciously have signed up for this type of stuff, side type of thing. Even if they don't think they have, just by their actions, it speaks for itself. That being said, I still don't know what's going to happen. And it's the day before.
You mean you think something big is gonna
Yeah,
happen?
like I literally I'm assessing both sides, and like I'm literally watching like channels that are sort of more driven towards one side as opposed to the other, and I'm doing the vice versa. I'm speaking with people who are for, against, people who don't care but just have an opinion, and I'm just kind of taking it on. I'm like, this is weird. I've gotten enough data to literally be like, I'm still split down the middle as to what I think could actually happen November 6th.
Yeah, weird. And
I've heard
think
so many different things.
so. This is gonna be a crazy thing to think about. I think there will be different results. I think
What do you mean by that?
we may very well split into different realities where one thing happens in one reality and another thing happens in another reality, and I don't know how to reconcile that or like what that even means. But
So what you're saying is, because we experienced that 4 years ago to a certain minor event when people were saying sort of like not my president type of thing.
right.
When they're literally like, yeah, sure, reality, but I'm gonna go ahead and start telling people that has not happened,
Yeah.
type of thing.
I mean,
We're
like,
double down in that reality.
I'm talking about more like parallel universe type thing, and I really feel like people, because of the time we're in and like how crazy everything is, I think that there's literally multiple realities. So even basically with every aspect of what happened this last year, I think people are actually experiencing different realities, and it's like I don't really know how they can be reconciled and we can all live in the same world more or less. But I in that perspective, I think we're living in different worlds. And yeah, I'm still kind of trying to figure that out. But that's like what I see is people really are experiencing different realities. With the lockdowns and people being sick and the election and protests and police brutality and everything. It's like I feel like the thing that people aren't appreciating is that your thoughts create your reality, and where you focus is going to manifest itself in your world. And so we're all creating these like mini worlds even maybe. But yeah.
So do you think that would sort of go with the question that I asked in regards to how do you see 2021 playing out due to what happened in 2020?
Yeah, I think,
In regards to the whole, like, what you focus and what you think about is
Yeah.
what you're going to walk into in the future?
I think 2020 was kind of the split, like, and like people, there's, not just two paths, but multiple different paths, maybe multiple realities that, whatever happened or whatever path you chose and like continued to choose, because it's a constant thing. It's like where you put your attention.
Yeah.
I think that's just going to keep playing itself out. And yeah, I don't really know the implications of that. But I think as a planet, we are in a very unique time, like in the universe, and that, that's something we'll have to get into in another episode. But yeah, it's like this consciousness, this level, this, convergence of everything has, never really happened, I think, before on this planet, or, maybe.
All right. Thanks for watching this clip from Appropriate Culture. If you want to watch the full episode, go ahead and check out us at appropriateculture.com. You can also check us out on social media platforms at Appropriate Culture. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one.